Hey, what's going on, everybody? Steve here. In this video, I wanted to talk to the person who is thinking about maybe moving their business model from thrifting, library sales, retail arbitrage into online arbitrage. Maybe you want to start doing eBay to Amazon flips like I'm doing. Maybe you want to start doing Amazon to Amazon flipping using BookMine or, Keep a Deals. I want to talk to the person who maybe you're making money right now thrifting, right? Maybe you're making $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month. You're doing maybe $10,000, $11,000, $12,000 sales per month, but you want more freedom, right? You don't want to be driving all around hunting down deals. You don't want to have to be flying from garage sale to garage sale, thrift store to thrift store. You want to be able to grow your business. You want to scale your business. You want to go maybe to 20,000 in sales and maybe make, $6,000 or $7,000 profit, or maybe you want to get to 30, 40, 50, 60, $70,000 a month like me and make 6 figures per year profit. Maybe you want to get to a point where not only are you selling on Amazon, but you're making good profit and working much less in the business. So you're looking for a business model like eBay to Amazon or Amazon to Amazon because maybe you want to be able to outsource it to a prep center, right? You're not going to really be able to use a prep center thrifting and whatnot unless you're lucky enough to have one right down the street and you could drop everything off, right? And that's the cool thing about eBay to Amazon and Amazon to Amazon flips is you could buy stuff, for example, on eBay and have everything shipped to a prep center. So you never have to see, touch, list, ship, or deal with the products in the physical form. Maybe you want to, hire virtual assistants to do all the sourcing for you. Maybe you're just sick and tired of sourcing, right? And you're thinking to yourself, I've made a bunch of money thrifting. I've saved up $10, $20, $30, $40,000. And now I want to get my money to work for me, right? I don't want to be working harder than the business is working. I want the business to work harder. And, this is one thing that I think about all the time is how can I get my business to work harder than me? How can I get my virtual assistants to be better and better at sourcing deals, right? So I can have them use my capital to find deals. How can I get a prep center to do all the listing and shipping and prepping for me, right? How can I hire someone to do the repricing? How can I hire somebody to fix the stranded inventory and the high pricing errors? Of course, this isn't going to happen overnight, okay? I'm going to be 100% honest. The point of this video isn't to tell you like you're going to be able to replicate what I've been doing the last, really the last 4 or 5 years overnight. It's not going to happen. But again, maybe you're getting to the point where you're like, I want to grow. I want to level up. Okay. So what I want to talk about in this video is how you make that transition. Okay. How do you make the transition from being 100% thrifting, right? Or 100% library sales or 100% RA, hunting everything down, doing all the work yourself, listing, shipping, prepping, repricing. You're doing everything. How do you transition it to a business model like eBay to Amazon that has a lot of potential for you to build freedom? Okay, so let's start with that. Number one, you have to understand this process ain't going to happen overnight. Okay, what messes a lot of people up is they never even try to grow into the next level of E to A or A to A. And again, if you're comfortable, you're happy thrifting, fine. I'm not here to say what I'm doing is better or worse or anything like that. But if you're trying to make more money and have more freedom, this is 100% better. If you're happy treasure hunting and doing all that and you love it and you're good making a couple grand, or maybe you have a honey hole and you're making 10K somehow, keep doing it. Again, I'm not here to convince you, but that's one thing you're going to have to accept. In business, if you're ever going to change a model or do something different or move from, maybe eventually you move from E to A to wholesale, it's going to take time and you're going to make mistakes. Okay. So you have to just realize it's not going to happen overnight. You have to look at it as a project that's going to take 6 to 12 months. And your goal is every single week to get 1 or 2% better, knowing eventually in 6 to 12 months, you've got yourself this brand new business that hopefully has a bunch more benefits and pros versus cons, and you have more freedom, so on and so forth, right? So that's number one, okay? Number two, you have to understand that the transition should happen slowly. A lot of people want to go from thrifting 100% to E to A or A to A like that, right? And I'm not talking overnight, but I'm talking like they just want to abandon their old model, just go 100% E to A or A to A. I don't think that's the best thing that you should do. Honestly, my advice, and this is how I did it when I started in 2021 after I got into that car accident. Matter of fact, in this vehicle, which was like fully repaired. I mean, it was like $20,000 of repairs because I got smashed by a commercial vehicle. I started having panic attacks, anxiety. I didn't want to drive all over town and all over the state. And that's when I made the switch. I'm going to go OA. I was kind of forced into it mentally, but I didn't do it 100%. Even though I was having panic attacks and anxiety, I knew it was going to take time. So why am I going to just stop doing something that's working to do something that it might be amazing? It might be 10 times better, but also it might fail. I might not like it. Maybe I won't be able to figure it out. It takes time to figure something out. So what did I do? I kept doing 95% thrifting, but then I added 5% E to A. And I was actually doing Facebook Marketplace to Amazon flips first, and then I added E to A, but I did 5%. I spent maybe $200 that first month, right? And I kept thrifting, even though I was having panic attacks. And then guess what? Some of my items on eBay started to sell and started to flip. So what did I do? Instead of spending 5% of my time on E to A, I spent 10%. Had a little bit more success, made mistakes, screwed up a little bit, had to figure things out, had to learn about softwares, had to realize I didn't know as much as I thought I knew about Keepa, because these are different business models. When you're thrifting, your mistakes, they sting, but it's only like a little, it's like a little sting from a little bumblebee, right? When you're doing E to A, it's like a scorpion freaking biting you, because you're not losing $1 at a thrift store when something doesn't sell. You're spending 30 on a DVD to sell it for 70 and it never sells, and now you're out $30, or you have an issue, so on and so forth. So your mistakes hurt more when you're doing eBay to Amazon, right? Or doing Amazon to Amazon, or any form of online arbitrage, okay? So the transition is slow. I don't recommend just quitting something that's working. If you're making money thrifting and library sales and it's doing well, but you really just want more freedom and you want to scale, you got to pay your bills. You can't just abandon it 100%. I'm sure there's different people who, you know, maybe agree or disagree with this, but for me, slowly transitioned into eBay to Amazon, 200 a month, then 500, then 1,000, then 2,000, and then a year, 10,000, then 15. And now, you know, the last 30 days, I spent $64,000 on eBay getting ready for the fourth quarter, because I'm going to be buying up until November 18th, and then I'm stopping, going on vacation, enjoying myself, letting my hard work pay, letting my items sell, right? But it was a process, right? So number one, you have to understand, if you want to level up your business, you're going to make mistakes. It's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. Second, you have to understand, you still got to pay your bills, right? You still have to make money, right? You still have to put food on your plate and pay your rent and all that. And unless maybe you have other income streams, you could just completely stop and ignore what I'm saying. But most people, they're depending on that thrifting income. They're depending on, you know, the current model that they have. So just slowly plant a seed. This is what I always tell people. It's like, you know, you've got two gardens in your backyard. One garden's, you know, it's it's sprouting vegetables and fruits, and you've got a garden that is doing really great, but maybe you want to plant some more fruits that might, you know, harvest a lot more and have a lot more potential. You got to set up the second garden, plant the new seed, water it, take care of it, make sure a freaking, you know, an animal doesn't come and eat it, or, you know, if bad weather comes, like, you're going to have to figure it out and take care of it and nurture it. And while that second garden is kind of sprouting and starting to grow and you're taking care of it, you're still reaping the rewards from garden number one. But eventually that second garden starts to grow more and more and more, and you're like, holy crap, this thing has a lot of potential. Steve wasn't lying to me. Oh my God, he's one of the few people online that are actually talking about things that he's actually doing and living it, and not just selling $10,000 courses. And I digress. But you see the point I'm getting at right here? If you want to change your business model, and you want more freedom, and you eventually want a prep center and a virtual assistant, you want to scale, and you want to replicate what I'm doing and other people who are doing even better than me. A lot of people are doing better than me, right? I'm just an average guy just flipping E to A. There's hundreds of people out there doing it. Matter of fact, with the tool I developed, Replay Catcher, users of the Replay Catcher tool, and we could see this through our tracking analytics, they spent almost $1 million in the last 30 days on eBay. They spent almost $1 million in 30 days buying items on eBay to flip on Amazon. That's a lot of product. And guess what? The cool thing about buying from eBay and flipping on Amazon is there's millions of products all the time on there. There's auctions that you can snipe. There's best offers. So if you come across something that's maybe only a 20% ROI, just make a best offer. There's new products being listed every single day. I mean, it's crazy, right? With Replay Catcher alone, you can source from a live stream of products. So you don't even need a replens list. You could just type in, okay, I want to source books that are at least $8 profit, 40% ROI. You hit search, you're going to have like 20,000 potential deals. Obviously, you have to go through and analyze them. Replay Catcher pretty much brings the fish from the ocean into a little pond, and you still have to go and catch them or spear them. I don't know. But you get what I'm saying. Like, it obviously takes work. It's, you know, there's no business out there which is just going to be 100% autopilot, passive income. I mean, but the cool thing with online arbitrage, especially eBay to Amazon and Amazon to Amazon, right? Whether you're using Replay Catcher or Bookmine, the margins are high, the profits are high. A lot of people are misinformed, thinking, oh, if you do eBay to Amazon, you're going to get kicked off, and oh my God, your account's going to get suspended, and oh my gosh, like I heard from this guy and that guy that if you do it, your account's going to get banned. First and foremost, I've sold over 35,000 freaking products, right? Matter of fact, over 60,000 products in the last 12 years alone from places without invoices, but the last 5 years alone with eBay to Amazon, 35,000 products. And I'll put a screenshot here. My account's perfectly clean. So I'm either the luckiest guy in the whole entire world, or maybe there's some things that I do to keep my account safe, like flying under the radar, right? Check out this video if you haven't yet. It talks about how to keep your account safe when you're doing eBay to Amazon. There is a system, there is a process, and it's very easy. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bozo clowns in the Amazon community who they're just pissed off their business isn't making money, or they don't want anybody to do Amazon to Amazon or E to A or anything different or unique, because the crabs at the bottom of the bucket want you to be a crab at the bottom of the bucket, making very little money, going $100,000 in debt, and then next thing you know, Nike or a big brand gates you and you're screwed. With E to A, you're buying one item, maybe two items. If they gate you or a listing disappears, who cares, right? I'm telling you right now, I feel like eBay to Amazon and Amazon to Amazon flips is a glitch in a matrix. And don't do it, right? If you don't want to do it, don't do it. I'm not here to convince you guys to do eBay to Amazon or Amazon to Amazon. I can only share from my heart what's working, and seeing my students that have success and friends that are having success, and now my mom's starting to do it. I actually just talked to one of my buddies that I've mentioned, shouted out in a video. I'm not going to say his name because I don't know if he wants me to share his name, but I'm going to see if maybe he'll come on for an interview. He's on pace to do $200,000 net profit this year on $1 million in sales, right? So the margins start to get a little less when you're scaling that much. 100% merchant fulfilled, no prep center, no freaking virtual assistants, works 5 hours a day, merchant fulfills everything, which is a lot of benefits of doing merchant fulfilled. I just would never do it because I don't trust myself. I'd probably get my account banned in a week because I'm just too ADHD. I can't be trusted to like have to ship everything out myself. Maybe if I had a warehouse and a team, I would consider it, because there are a lot of benefits to it, especially like improved cash flow, but I'm 100% FBA. Anyways, I don't know where I was going with that, but at the end of the day, if you want to make the transition, know it's going to take time, slowly transition and learn, research, get into a community, join my free eBay to Amazon Facebook Masterclass community, which is, I'll put a link or something on the screen. Just type in eBay to Amazon Masterclass on Facebook. Join the group. We have like almost 1,400 members. Any question you have, ask, tag me. I'm in there every single day posting and helping people and sharing, you know, things and trolling and having a good time in there. But there's a lot of opportunity. But just know, if you want to take your business to the next level, if you want to transition, it takes time. Do it slow, one step at a time. You know, take care of that seed. And I'm telling you, your future self is going to thank you so freaking much in 6 to 12 months from now, if you take the time, if you have patience, and if you don't expect to just freaking be making money and ripping 6-figure profits per year overnight. It's not going to happen unless you have a ton of capital and a ton of previous experience and a seasoned account. It's going to be a slow process, but the cool thing is there's not much competition in this game. Most people are misinformed and most people are delusional, unfortunately, in the Amazon space. And most people are like, I hate to say it, they're like 85-year-old grandpas. They just do the same thing every day and can't think outside the box and wonder why their business is in the gutter. So anyways, guys, don't be a crab at the bottom of the bucket. Think differently, plan for the future, plant your seed, and I'll see you guys in 12 months with your success story. Much love.